Oh, well, hello friends, Joseph here. Welcome back to some Hearthstone as we wrap up our Dragon Priest month. And it looks like we are about to get steamrolled by another quest rogue, but since we were able to get one victory, that game was posted about 3 days ago, 4 days ago now. Oh, actually, never mind. I'm recording this a bit early, so that'll be posted about a week ago. I did it over the weekend. I was able to beat my first ever quest rogue with this Dragon Priest deck. This deck basically always gets run over, which is kind of unfortunate because I really like this. Really like this deck, and Quest Rogue is somewhat popular laddering, and because of that, we do tend to have a little bit of a harder time. That being said, when we were playing a lot of the Elemental Shaman, we were getting run over by Quest Warrior, so, you know, there's always a little bit of that give and take, as it were. Right now, we have a bit of an issue of, are we going to Shadow Word Pain the Brewmaster, or are we just going to throw out 5/6s, and we're going 5/6s right now. So we want... Oh, what do we want? Oh, what is actually going to be the best thing? I guess a Shadow Step. I'm not sure how we would ever use it. Will we ever combo anything with Edwin? Maybe. We'll take the Edwin just in case we're able to do crazy combo stuff late game with like a Dragonfire, Power Word Shield into Edwin. I don't know how this will ever work, to be honest. I don't know what else we could possibly take. Like the 1/1 charger, maybe. We should have taken the boar, actually. We should have taken the charger for that ping damage. So now we're basically going to find out if our opponent has any sort of other bouncing mechanic, because then they'll play their, what is it, the Ice Elemental? Glacial Shard, excuse me. They'll play their Glacial Shard and then bounce it again. That'll be their third at this point, which would then actually complete their quest. And it looks like, oh... brutal. Okay, so that's quest completed. So we really want to find a Potion of Madness so we can clear our opponent's board right now. That would be the best thing in the world. This is one of the least good things that we could see. What do we want to get rid of, though, the most? This is now the question. We're going to Shadow Word Pain. It's just going to be a matter of what else are we going to do. Do we take out the 2/3 or the 3/2? Does it even matter? I guess we get rid of this one because it doesn't have the combo activator. And I will play the 4/4. So hey, guess what? It worked out. Brilliant play. Brilliant play. I still think, you know, this turns into a 5/5 plus whatever else comes down, right? So I mean, we could be in really bad shape. I think this might be the, well, depending what else is in hand, obviously. Here comes the quest. If the quest doesn't get prepped out, we're maybe going to be able to stabilize. If it does get prepped out, we could probably be in real trouble. Okay, so this is now only 1/5/5, so that's not even the worst thing in the world for us. It's bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not the worst thing in the world. We have options right now. Do we want to get greedy or do we just want to go? Because we could honestly double heal. We could single heal and play a 4/3. Like, we have some options right now. Dragonfire is obviously not, and even we could even just clear the board. Like, we could just attack both in. Oh wait, hold on. 3 heal. Oh, I actually like that play the best, right? This is 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is my favorite play right now. Double heal, double draw. I mean, Potion of Madness now useless, and we get rid of one of these, and we still have a little bit of a board. Our opponent has obviously at least 5/5/5s in hand, if not more. And we might be able to do some things now. We might be able to go Nether Spite into Draco P. This is a dead card. I don't think we'll ever be able to activate it. I can't imagine, at least. Otherwise, we're basically at the mercy. Oh, that's really bad for us to see. Although I guess it's better just seeing a Novice Engineer than seeing a... Oh, here we go. We'll see how much our opponent wants to just flood the board like crazy, right? Yeah, that's a scary one, no doubt about it. Trading time. Oh, FaceTime. Gonna get returned to hand. Oh. Nothing gets returned to hand? I guess we have to clear the board right now with Dragonfire Potion. It's just kind of unfortunate that it's gonna be working out this way. Yeah, this really stinks that Edwin still gets the buff on top of everything. So this is 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11. So we're not kind of forced. We are absolutely forced to do this play, because otherwise we're dead on board. And now we're basically completely at mercy of what else is in our opponent's hand. Like if they have a bunch of other Firefly type of card generation minions, then we're just dead. If not, well, maybe we got a chance. That was a really slow turn. Although, to be fair, maybe our opponent is just setting up a bunch of chargers, and if they are, I think this is the best play. So at least now we can test on board, which is something. Obviously not the best thing in the world, but at least it gives us a little bit of a chance, and maybe it stalls out our opponent long enough to be able to shadow vision something. There's one sap, so that's one of the cards, so that's why our opponent wasn't doing a whole bunch of minion action. Haha, that's not good. Oh, patches as well. Looking for that lethal like we were talking about. Ferryman into lethal. So they were holding a charging lethal. We did play basically the only minion that would have forced some sort of actual response from our opponent in hand. Huh. Unfortunate. Okay, so this is the type of matchup that I think we might have a little bit more of a chance with here. We're going to go ahead and take something big like Alexstrasza right now. Running into mages on the ladder, I think generally is a good time for us. Overall, I think we've done reasonably well. Obviously, that's no guarantee that we will, continue to do well here. And our opponent getting an early primordial glyph, I mean, at least we know we'll be able to track this random card. Maybe that's an 8-mana Pyroblast right now, and that's something we got to worry out for. Otherwise, I mean, who knows? Our opponent could throw out crazy secrets right now and kill us. That would obviously be bad. Speaking of crazy secrets, I guess I'm forced to play the Glimmer route. Simply because if this is Entity, I can't take out my 4-attack minions. I'm guessing our opponent has Fireball. Surprise, surprise. I do kind of want to get this counterspelled if it is counterspell. And it's not counterspell. And it's not Ice Barrier Vaporize. So this has to be Ice Block. We've done everything, right? We've cast spells. We've played minions. We've... In one turn, there we go. Oh, whoa. Fireball, are you kidding? Oh, maybe our opponent's just really worried about a secret agent. I mean, our opponent should be worried about a secret agent. Oh my goodness, which one is best? So... in this matchup, it looks like we are going to be the aggressors right now. As much as I love the idea of Ice Block, I feel like I want to be continuing to be able to apply pressure. We have Fire Lanes, we have Ice Block, and a Fireball. So we can kind of do big things after an Alexstrasza turn. Maybe set up to be popping that Ice Block on one turn. I mean, that's obviously a little bit, far-fetched when our opponent has so many resources. Obviously going to be able to be taking care of us here, as they say. And this is kind of cool because we'll just be able to fireball this down. The issue is we don't have any other play. But I think that's reasonable. Or do we not want to do that? Do we want to trade and heal? Trade and heal means... I mean, we're going to get hit with Meteor anyways. How much better is... how much does this save us? I'll do the trade. Meteor wipes the board right now, but honestly, that's not even the end of the world. Maybe we can save this Fireball for something a little bit more needed. Yeah, and then we're hoping to be able to play Twilight Drake next turn, I think. If we don't have to Fire Lance Portal, of course. Okay, so that was from the Primordial Glyph. That's okay. We have more big things to play now. And we have even more burst. Wow, we've got a whole ton of burst. So this is now 6 and 3. That's going to be 9. So we just need a nice, another 4 on the board here, and we'll be able to pop that, Ice Block there in a couple turns, which obviously, is kind of the game plan. And I think honestly though, with our deck, I mean, we're not actually looking to be setting up for any sort of lethal like that. I think what we're really looking to do is be able to set up for a Priest of the Feast defensive turn. So what we're going to need is we really want to find... I think we just Shadow Word Pain that. We don't want to give our opponent any draws right now. I can't imagine there being a better Pain target, really. The issue is, of course, that means we don't develop anything. But at the same time, I think that's okay. We have a big 410. Our opponent's going to want to do something about that. And over the course of a couple turns, this will really start adding up face damage. Okay. Oh, Alex right now. I mean, I guess. Now, I know we could have gone with the Frostbolt there. I was, like, hesitating there a second. We could go with the Frostbolt, but I really don't want to leave up any minions for our opponent to be able to do things with. And that was a coined out Alex, so, I mean, maybe they have Big Burn in their hand, but one Fireball has already gone to minion removal. Remember earlier, they used it on the Glimmer route. Oh, my goodness. So that's now a lot more burst going to minion removal, which is great for us. You know, that's really, really good things. Fireball to face. Now the question is, how worried are we? And I'm not very worried yet. I'm not worried at 12 when both Fireballs have been played and one Mideast Valet and one Frostbolt. So I'm probably gonna heal and trade here. Whoo, what do we want? What do we want? Let's take Primordial Glyph, I think. Primordial Glyph kind of works better for what we're doing here. I'm going to heal face, just because, I mean, we don't want to be, you know, we don't want to be overly confident in the way we are set up right now. But if our opponent does throw any more direct burn at our face, we're basically just playing Alexstrasza to heal up. Which is nice to know that we do have, you know, a 14 heal if needed. That's kind of just scary more than anything. How can we do this now? How can we do this? We don't have anything great to give our opponent right now, unfortunately. So I think... Oh, that's so bad to give them, though. That's okay. We'll do it. Nothing. Interesting. I think I want to hold off on the pain. And again, we played into... Hopefully not Vaporize. We played into a... What is that card? I keep thinking about Meteor, but that's okay. Again, if our opponent spends their turn Meteoring, I'm not really as worried. Now things have gotten scary. There's no doubt about it. Is this another Frostbolt to face? Okay. Now things have gotten scary. And we are going to be tempted to do... Oh, that's really too bad, though, eh? How are we going to do this? How do we want to do this? Let's start with a Primordial Glyph, because we can get fun things from there. Ooh, give a minion +2/+6. That's kind of fun. Potion of Madness. I mean, we have one and we'll probably use it right now. Oh, no, we can't use it. Oops. Oh, that's really too bad. The 2/3 did have to die, huh? Embrace the Shadows healing. It looks like it's going to be Tentacles, and that's going to be for a much later time. We need to go... ooh, whoa. We need to heal, though. Oh, we really need to heal, because I'm expecting Pyroblast now, right? So we have to do this heal. Oh, but we can still do things here. The question is, how do we want to play it? I think we'll just do this. We'll do this. Do we want to spread it out? This is a type of spreading things out. Spreading damage out, I should say. So obviously a scary thing here is still getting hit with Pyroblast to face. I mean, that's going to be 10 to face, setting us to 2. Kabbalah's Tome of 5, And then there's a whole bunch of random junk. Oh, that was a very, very quick, like, yes, we got him. 4/4 is kind of weak. I'm okay with that. So we have the 7 here, and we have the 4 here, so it's not really that great. And I think we're basically guaranteed, you know, we're forced to do Alex now just to play around other shenanigans here. That's okay. And we're going to hold back on the Northshire. I don't mind playing Northshire and drawing, so I think we'll hold back. This has been a lot of healing this game, actually, now that we think of it. This is a really fun game. Yeah, I think I will. So, yeah, I will throw in that Quest Rogue game just to kind of show. They're still out there. I'm still losing to them. This deck really doesn't do well against the Quest Rogues. This has been a fun game, though. This has been a really fun game. Discovering big dragons like this. I mean, look, we've been holding on to so many big cards that do awesome things. Oh my. Oh my. Do we want to play more cards to give our opponent cards? Sure we do. Do we want to pop the ice block now? This is 16. This would be 18. So yeah, I think we do want to do that. Let's just test for what this could be though. Oh, we're definitely taking Draco P, right? That is unfortunate. I think we're gonna pain here. Probably ice block. Oh, vaporize. Do we pop now? Oh, we can't pop now. Not popping is fine. We have enough. Ooh, we're definitely taking an Angoro pack. Oh, this game just got crazy if our opponent's able to have another ice block in hand. Even if they don't, I mean, we're still going for a few turns right now. Oh no, we could die right now. Yeah, we're not going to be able to heal out of range. Oh, this is awful. After all of this, we're going to lose. Oh, we needed to pop the ice block last turn. Someone is injured, but that's not the problem right now. We will pop at 1, obviously. The issue, of course, is how are we going to do this? And we're just going to play the Angoro pack, hoping to get some, I guess there is some healing. I know we're limited right now. We just have to heal. And if we get hit with that Pyroblast, guess what? We get hit with a Pyroblast. Oh, that really stinks. I thought we'd stabilized and kind of gotten away from all that burst. But yeah, there still are Firelands portals. And we have been healing face every turn. But sometimes, I mean, it's still not enough, right? Yeah, Pyroblast to face. That's unfortunate. That was a fun game otherwise. But there's not much you can do sometimes. You just have... You know, we played our Priest of the Feast when we thought we needed to. Oh well. Okay, hello, and we are back with a non-quest rogue, which is always a good thing. I'm just going to go for a little bit of early drawing here. We're kind of, I mean, we got hit with a coined out Edwin, which isn't really that scary, except for the fact that it is a 4/4. And then the fact that our opponent did play a Journey from Below, which is in hand right here. If this just gets weaponed down, it's really not the end of the world. The only big question that we have for this coming turn is if we're going to play Twilight Drake, because it'll be a big minion and harder for Rogue then to deal with, or if we want to play a Shifting Shade, because it will still contest our opponent's board, but then we'll more likely and more easily... Oh. Well, that answers our question, unfortunately. We can't really play the Shifting Shade when we know it dies to our opponent's hand and board. The other thing that we do know is that our opponent will be playing the double Arcane Giant style of Miracle Rogue right now, based off of their Journey from Below, the Razor Volley, the Razor Petal Volley, right? Yeah, Razor Petal Volley. Say that 3 times fast. So that's kind of, I mean, this is a little bit harder to deal with. Obviously, if it still gets sapped, that's very bad for us. So one of the things that we should be looking to do, actually, is use those Shadow Visions for an extra Shadow Word Death, just to make sure we have enough to be able to deal with. Oh, so these are scary. I mean, if these ended up being Arcane Giants, we're in big, big trouble. But generally, we want at least 3 Shadow Word Deaths. Oh. Oh, that's actually very good for us right now. Gets us a little healing going, gets us a little draw going, and that is one of the better top decks that we could have possibly seen, allowing us to activate our Draco P for next turn. That being said, our opponent has a whole handful of resources, and being rogue, they could potentially empty all of them all in one go. Here comes, no way, Auctioneer. Auctioneer prep? Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no, was that from the Mimic Pod? That could be really deadly for us, eh? That could be really, really painful. I think we will test for it. I'm 95% sure that is. And being said, so I don't want to play Draco P right now. We are going to go Shifting Shade and then Shadow Word Pain. This is a great Shadow Word Pain target, I think. You kind of, you know, spend 2 mana to get rid of, for that Destroy a Minion effect, whereas our opponent's having to combo and then spend 2 mana for that destroy minion effect. So it's kind of okay. It's kind of a reasonable trade. Auctioneer is kind of terrifying right now, especially we know our opponent plays counterfeit coins. Although maybe they played a couple, haven't they? Never mind. We shouldn't be worried about counterfeit coins, but we are obviously worried about a prep Evis. Oh, prep Shadow Visions. That's awful for us. Probably going to be into a backstab, in all honesty. That's definitely what I'm expecting right now. Did you take a backstab, continue cycling, that sort of thing? Not that you're, our opponent doesn't really care. Well, they do care, actually, because they will get this attack in. But, and then that is going to be a little bit scary. And into another counterfeit. How many counterfeit coins are there? Wait. Oh, from the Mimic. Oh, counterfeit coin got Mimic potted. Oh, boy. Oh, that could have been actually good. Now we're kind of in trouble, because if all we do is slam down a Drac OP, how many spells is our opponent up to? How many did they do last turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, our opponent's Arcane Giants are basically free at this point anyways. So it's just going to be putting out as much power as we possibly can. I don't want a Dragonfire Potion. I do want to find something. We can find an Evis. This is going to be pretty good. We can go Vile Spine. We can do our own. So here we go. Okay. So we're definitely behind. Way behind right now in this game. But I'm hoping that this will allow us to kind of get back into it. That could get out of control. There's no doubt about it. Deal 1 damage, draw a card. I think every deck would play that. And then we'll see what else happens here. Opponent's got a lot of cards. Whoa, Evis on the Cleric, so we're definitely assuming Draco P's getting handled another way. Outside of this little guy. Oh. Fair enough. I want to get rid of that still. Because if a miracle happens this coming turn, this will not one-shot us, but very close to one-shotting us. So how much mana are we going to have? This is 5, 6, and then just 7, 8. So I guess we Shadow Visions, right? Even though we kind of want to save it for release, but I think we don't care anymore. Dragonfire or Power Word Shield is the question. How much? Oh, none of these are really helping as much as I'd hoped. So now we'll just do this, and then we will buff its health up a little bit, get that draw action going. It's not the worst result in the world. We definitely did want another Shadow Word Death in our hand, just in case our opponent drops down a couple big old giants. Oh, that was what our opponent created on turn 1 there, with their Journey Below. So that's always kind of scary. Yeah, I guess that's pretty good usage. Oh, SI7, that's also pretty good for our opponent. Good for our opponent, that is. Let's be clear, it's not good for us. We are going to do a bit... Oh. I think I want to deny our opponent draws right now. The question is, how else do we want to do this? And I think, yeah, we'll go Potion of Madness. We'll go back up to 10 cards. Hey, Priest of the Feast is actually a pretty good card to see, and then we will go Primordial Drake. This is pretty good. It's 4 attack. It can combo with Dragonfire Potion to take out giants if we need it. We hope we don't have to do that, but if we do, at least we have that ability. Mimic Pod is also scary, but at least it's the last one. This is a really cool rogue deck. Maybe we'll play this next season as well at some point. We'll play some sort of Miracle Rogue, but I'll throw a Yogg in, because next month, starting I guess 2 days from now, is going to be all Yogg decks. That is not to say that our decks won't still be competitive and we won't still be trying to rank up and get our stars and bonuses at the end of every season, but at least every deck will have a Yogg to have that kind of extra fun. Well, I think it's extra fun, a little bit involved in each game. I don't mind the randomness of Hearthstone. I actually kind of enjoy it. Deathwing Dragonlord, I think that guy's going to be played, but we need to play this one. We'll play here. We'll heal. And I think we're good. Do we want to do anything else here? No. I think we're okay. Maybe just in case we need some healing with the Priest of the Feast. So like I was saying, next season, every deck will have a Yogg. We're going to be playing things like a Yogg, kind of Inner Fire Priest. We're going to be playing Jade Druids. We're going to be getting away from this deck a little bit. As much as I still really do enjoy this deck. Oh, our opponent's just trying to draw and look for some sort of reasonable answers to what's going on here. Questing Adventure is not going to be a reasonable answer. Last time they were definitely very smart. Like let's give our opponent some credit here. They did keep their Questing Adventure at 4, so it was going to be harder for us to deal with them, right? Like that's what you want to do when you're going up against Priest. But right now, because we already have an established board and our opponent hasn't been able to remove our minions, they're kind of in a bit of a tougher spot. So they can probably just buff this up as much as they can based on their card resources, hoping that it sticks, but it won't because we have the Shadow or Death. But more likely than not, I would use the Dragonfire Potion because, yeah, Death is going to be used on the Arcane Giant sort of thing. Evis, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, your opponent, our opponent wanted to do that just because the easy / free trades that we might be able to get. But even this isn't enough. I think I will happily Dragonfire Potion right now. This is 5. How are we going to do this? 5 + 4? I don't think I'm worried about the Charger, right? So I think we're going to keep this. This is 5 + 4 is 9. So this happens. We'll do that properly. I know I have made mistakes actually in the past with the ordering around Dragonfire Potion. We know it's Vile Spine, so we're going to take that one and do it properly. And then we're going to hang on to these cheap spells here. As much as, yeah, maybe buffing these up are good, I don't really think it matters anymore. The majority of our opponent's win conditions have been played. That was a complete roommate kind of aggro, but it looks like it doesn't matter here. We take out our opponent's minions. We'll throw out some other minions. I don't think our opponent has much they can do. Sorry, I will fast forward all that dead space. There's no need to be sitting through me running away from my computer. I can't imagine our opponent has anything. Okay, never mind. Our opponent could have crazy stuff. Yeah, this is I still think this. I know I have videos of this rogue deck kind of running over us in the past. It's just, yeah, that's okay. We have the resources to deal with it. And that's kind of a reasonable reaction, I think, to the way that that this game has gone. We had so many ways to be dealing with our opponent's board. They were out of cards, they were out of threats, they were out of ways to win. That's going to be it for this video, everyone. Second last time we're playing that Dragon Priest this season and probably for another month at the very least. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. If you haven't already, you might as well hit that subscribe button right on Dread Corsair's face. I make sure to post every day. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. Keep your stick on the ice.